Oftentimes, people think it takes months upon months to get the slightest mobility change. But my quest for my patients, clients, as well as you, is to find the best exercises that can get you mobility improvements in the shortest amount of time possible. And this is especially true when it comes to shoulder mobility. Improving your shoulder mobility can help you do things like reach into high cupboards without pain, lift heavy weights over your head, pull yourself up to a bar, do handstands, and even perform rotational sport activities, whether it's tennis or spike ball, my favorite. And I've been able to do this lately with one simple exercise. And if you can master this exercise, you'll get a lot of the shoulder mobility improvements that my patients and clients are seeing. And if you stick through the progressions that I'll show you throughout the video, your shoulders will feel amazing and you'll move better. And all you need is a step and a bar, because we're gonna hang. No, not like this. I'm talking more like this. There was this awesome book by Dr. John Kirsch that's all about shoulder hanging. It demonstrated that hanging can change the shape and range of motion available in the shoulder girdle. The more space you have in your shoulder joint, the more mobility you'll have and the less discomfort. But I think there's one key thing that's missing from this that's an added benefit, and that's the influence of hanging on the rib cage. When you hang from a bar and you breathe in that position, depending on what movements you do, you can influence the dynamics of the ribs. And this is important for your shoulder mobility because in order for you to raise your arm overhead and rotate your shoulder, the shoulder blade has to be able to slide and glide along the rib cage. But if the ribs don't move all that well and they can't expand segmentally, that reduces the congruency of the scapulothoracic joint. These are the individuals who will hear snapping or clunking in the shoulder blade, or they might have something like scapular winging. If this is you, then hanging could be beneficial if you incorporate the strategies that I'm going to show you. Now, just because hanging might be the bee's knees doesn't mean that you're ready to dead hang from a bar with one arm. You need to progress into this position so your shoulders build tolerance, and that's going to improve your mobility and comfort over the long haul. No different than any other exercise program. You'll want to start with your feet in front of you on a box. You're then going to grab the bar with both of your palms facing forward. Sink down and let your shoulders completely relax while you grip the bar. If this is uncomfortable, you can press yourself up with your feet. That's going to unweight your body a bit, so that way you're not stressing the shoulders too much. Hold this position and breathe. Silently in through the nose, soft and slow through the mouth. Do 4 sets of 5 breaths 2 times per day for 2 to 4 weeks. If that starts to get easy, you can actually move within this hanging position. There's a few variations that I like for this. The first one that I start people with is rotations. Making sure you keep your eyes forward, you can swivel your hips from one side to the other. This is going to drive rotation through the thorax. Just make sure you're being as relaxed as possible while you're in this position and you're looking straight ahead the whole time. I'll do 2 to 3 sets of 8 to 12 turns per side. I'll often combine this with side-to-side shifts. You're going to drive this as well from the pelvis. You want to swing your hips from side to side as you weight from one shoulder to the other. To progress this, you can lift one foot up at a time as you shift to the end range. Same thing, 2 to 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. And if you've mastered those and it's getting too easy, you can progress to lifting one hand off as you shift maximally from one side to the other, enhancing the effects of the mobility, but also the difficulty. Same thing, 2 to 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps per side. If you've mastered that progression and you're ready for the next level, you're simply going to remove the box and hang completely straight. go through the exact same progression. Start by just breathing and holding the position. From there, you can progress to the same rotations, just making sure you're driving the motion through the hips. Combine that with weight shifting side to side. Only this time you're going to be swinging from your legs as opposed to swiveling from the hips. And then if you're ready for the most challenging variation, when you shift all the way to the end range, you can release the free hand and then do the same thing on the other side. For each of these, I will do anywhere from 2 to 3 sets, so to as low as 6 reps to as high as 12 per side. If you can make it through this progression, your shoulders ought to be feeling pretty dang good. But maybe you have some hip mobility restrictions. If you can progress your squat depth, that oftentimes improves your overall hip and leg mobility. If you want to work on that while you're improving your hanging capabilities, I would check out this video right here, which gives my best squat progression yet.